came first. You know, we did that first, and then we would go to school. And at the end of the day, if there was some daylight, we'd go out and play a little basketball.
So, you've got, what, 6 brothers, 1 sister, 6 boys, 1 girl.
Yes.
What was it
7
like?
boys, 1 girl.
7 boys, 1 girl. What was it like for your sister to grow up in that environment?
She was treated like the rest of us. They didn't show no favoritism. You know, she had to get up and go to the field, just like the rest of us did. The only difference was she would have to cook sometimes. Go ahead and have mom cook. But once that was done, she was out chopping cotton with the rest of us, or picking cotton. It didn't matter. The only thing she didn't do was go in the soybean field and cut weeds.
So, okay, so here you are, you're doing your chores and everything. Let's talk a little bit about when you're growing up, going to school, high school. What was it like? What were your favorite subjects? How did you all respond to, you got a bunch of brothers running around. Who was the oldest? How did you respond to that? Tell us about going to high school and what that was like.
Well, Clint was the oldest brother. Clint sort of started everything as far as us going to school. Clint, and then Oliver, Melvin, Wilbur, Caldwell, Charles, myself, and Charles. You know, but as far as going to school, we'd walk to school. Well, they would walk to school because at that particular time, the school was only about 3 miles away from the house. So they would walk to school, do that, and that was like during the daytime, that was a relief as far as what we had to do at home, because the farm always came first. You know, we had to take care of everything on the farm first. As a matter of fact, there were some times when school would start right after Labor Day, and for some reason, that'd be the day that we started picking cotton. So we never went to school the first 2 weeks of school unless it rained. And we never went all the same time. We'd alternate going to school.
So, how did it get to, what about the basketball? How did you end up basketball? Tell me about your high school basketball teams.
Our high school basketball team with Clint and Oliver played together first. It really wasn't the best high school team there in the city. Because growing up on the farm out in Wood Project, the McGee High School basketball team was actually better than we were. And we never, Clint and Oliver never beat the McGee High School team. And Oliver and Melvin never beat the McGee High School team. But then Wilbur and Melvin beat them once. The first time, and it was like they had just won a championship. They turned school out, everything. That's the only thing wasn't missing was the parade. You know, but it was a great time. You know, growing up in the country, everybody knows everybody, and then and the neighbors, your nearest neighbor is a half a mile away. But they had the right to do whatever they wanted to, just like their parents would. And so it was more or less, as I say, it takes a village to raise a family. Well, we had a tremendous village, and everybody had a lot of respect for everybody.
So during this time, you developed friendships. Tell us about any of your longest friendships that you developed while you were in high school.
Oh. The entire, my high school class, we started school together, the first grade, we grew up together. My very best friend was a neighbor who, he died at 49. I knew him for 47 years. You know, and it was just like that with everyone. You know, Caldwell and our first cousin grew up together, and they stayed friendship. The same people that we knew growing up, we are still friends to this day, those that are still around. So that was the good part of it. We knew each other, we had fun with each other, we played with each other, and the majority of the time, as far as basketball wise, we played basketball together.
Let's talk at the end, sort of round up this part of it about your family, but just tell us a little bit more about, so how did it happen that you all ended up, how did it happen someone went to college? And tell me, were your parents involved with that? I mean, that's, you know, given the situation that we're talking about now, that's not normally the case.
No, it wasn't. Clint and Oliver's high school coach, who was Robert C. Rainey, he got a job in Albany, Georgia, as the head basketball coach at Albany State College. He went down there, and then Oliver's senior year in high school, he came back to McGee and said he needed a center. Well, Oliver at 6'8", and my first cousin at 6'4". Well, Oliver wasn't going to go to college at Albany, Georgia, by himself. So he had my first cousin, Alan, with him. And so they went